Is it crazy to talk about the altcoin season starting now? Because when you look back and the next altcoin season takes off, we all realize it started when Bitcoin was at the bottom and everyone was fearing, right? So just when everyone's panicking, this could be the start of altcoin season. When you look back, that's pretty much exactly when altcoins bottom, right? If we're short, Bitcoin could be the bottom. What I'm going to do today is going to give you guys the lowdown on altcoin season that nobody's talking about. Nobody's talking about, with some amazing charts of when altcoin seasons happen, right? For example, like this. This is where we are right now, right? Do you think altcoin season has bottom and this is where it could happen? So basically, look, the Bitcoin, if provided this is bottom, if Bitcoin breaks down, then yes, of course, altcoins can still go down. So here, we could possibly have one more dip as predicted by the price fractal from back in May 2021, which I think is going to happen. I think we're going to have a bounce, short squeeze up to 116 to as high as 118K, right? Higher than what the fractal is indicating. And then one more dip down, right? May not be as low as this, but one more dip to squeeze out the longs, and then up we go for another leg up. I think that's 70% chance, 30% chance we break down to something like 92K, and then we have to reassess. I've been saying that for a long time. Okay, today I'm not just going to only be talking about altcoins. There are some amazing things happening on altcoins right now that nobody's talking about. For example, and I'm going to focus on Zcash, ZEC today as well. That I'm going to tell you something, an explosive secret that nobody's talking about on Zcash and ZEC. That'll make you see ZEC very, very differently, my friend. This is the chart of ETH versus Bitcoin, by the way. With ETH versus Bitcoin, do you see how this is a weekly chart? It topped versus Bitcoin in 18th of August and it's been down ever since. Here was the October 11th crash, and here was the recent crash down in the week of early November. And yet there's this one big massive trend line that told us the big resistance was at 18th of August, was right here, 0.043 area. And yet nobody paid attention. Even I didn't pay attention. I'm going to admit, even I didn't catch that one, right? What is it? When we look back, and what can it tell us about this altcoin season? Look at that. Isn't this an amazing, amazing trend line? It was so obvious. I guess I wish I looked at it more often. Well, take it in, folks. That's a pretty amazing chart, isn't it? Because it basically describes that trend line, the entire drop, the entire downward trend line of Ethereum losing to Bitcoin since the top at August 2022, right? And if you remember, or you could even say this top was at November 2021. Well, November 2021 was when altcoins and Bitcoin topped in the last cycle. And November 2022, a year later, September 2022, was when Bitcoin pretty much bottomed at 15K. Two important landmarks, two double tops for ETH, and ETH has just been underperforming Bitcoin all this time. Underperforming. And all this time, it just basically bounced off this trend line, got rejected off this trend line, and then crashed hard into the April 7th here, right? Trump tariff wars, right? And then basically came up, and then boom, hits this trend line again, boom, major rejection. But so in context of this chart, do we think ETH is down and gone for good, right? Now that we can see the whole big picture. And I'll go on and have a look at Bitcoin dominance as well, see if that offers us any hope for our altcoin season, plus my secret on Zcash, which nobody is telling you. It'll change your outlook on Zcash. Before I get to all of that, first let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo Jimenez use? Well, Pablo uses this exchange that's non-KYC, so you don't need to show your ID. That means even the exchange can't see who you are, right? So that means the exchange can't see you, the IRS can't see you, tax office can't see you, FBI, CIA, nobody can see you. Total privacy. That's why Pablo made this exclusive competition with them, right, to win up to 40,000 in prize pool. And basically, just by being in the top 20 of trading volume, you get to win a part of the prize. Be in the top 10 of the P&L contest, you also get to win a prize, right? Plenty of prizes for everybody. And if you're, so limited time only, folks, this competition finishes on November the 20th. And if you're watching on YouTube right now, then the link is in the description below. The link is in the description below. But if you're watching it on any other platform, such as this one, that's okay. Just go to my profile page and then click on my Stand link or Linktree, and it should be the first deal that pops up because this is a great deal. Okay, let's get back to the markets, folks. But remember, this deal is only available on the Pablo Heman link. Only on the Pablo link. Okay, so that told us basically ETH was in a downtrend, right? It significantly broke down, and now we'll try to challenge that downtrend again, and we broke down. So will this be ETH going down, sinking further? That's one interpretation. Or do we form a bull flag here? See, here's the flagpole. Here's the flag. Do we form a bull flag here, and we break through? And once we break through, then we've broken this entire downtrend of this entire Bitcoin bull run since late 2022, and we keep going, right? In fact, see the blue line here? See the blue line here? I would call this not quite a flag, bull flag. I would call it a falling wedge, right? See the right line here and the blue line here, a falling wedge and then breakout. But it would be good for this weekend if we can close somewhere here, which I doubt is going to happen. I doubt that's going to happen. It might take one more bounce here for us to close up, right? We might need Bitcoin to outperform one more time, for Bitcoin to outperform one more time for us for ETH to catch up and do really well. So the amazing thing is this. If we graph these two double tops, I've already explained, this was end of Bitcoin bull run, December 2021 top. Right, this is ETH versus Bitcoin ratio, by the way, and this is bottom of Bitcoin in late September 2022, right? If we were to map that as the top and the recent bottom as the bottom, and then we can see that this area is the 38.2% Fibonacci retrace. And Ethereum got rejected exactly here, pretty much exactly here, and also on the trend line. Yeah, big coincidence, isn't it? And then not only did we get rejected, right, where did we stop? Now, if we capture this entire bounce with the bottom here to the top here, we retrace to almost exactly 50%, right, which is at 0.03, right, ratio of Ethereum price versus Bitcoin price. We pulled back almost exactly at 50% of this entire move. And now I think that's a reasonable place to bounce up and then try to break through here, and up we go. So I'm staying bullish on ETH versus Bitcoin. And look, that's not the only reason why. Let me just show you guys. After explaining all that, I guess most people would have a better idea of what's happening with ETH versus Bitcoin, and they can see that, okay, so it's basically a large pullback, and we pull back because, like here, right, because we hit a massive resistance, like here. This is Bitcoin dominance, by the way. Here is 2017 top, 2020 top, and boom, we hit here. And Pablo said like 2 weeks before that, we're going to top at 65% and Bitcoin dominance is going to come down. And some sort of altcoin season began. Now, I know we've doubled back. We've had this wick up and we've had this wick up. But I think what's happening is that is a topping tail. That is a topping tail. We don't get above here. We don't get above 63%. This thing, in fact, looks to me like a bear flag. Here's a flagpole. Here's the flag. Bear flag, boom. Something like this in 1 or 2 weeks, collapsed down to the next level, 54%. Eventually, we could get down to as low as like 43, 44%, something like that, or at least 45% area. That could be a massive altcoin run, right? Massive altcoin run. I know a lot of people didn't believe it, but they didn't believe it when I said altcoin season was starting around here either. Boom, right? So, I mean, since then, like how much has Ethereum run? How much has Solana and Binance, BNB coin run? How much has Zcash run, right? ZEC. So, without further ado, I'll probably spill the beans on ZEC or Zcash. And folks are probably wondering, what is the secret, Pablo? What is the secret that you know that nobody else knows? Well, okay, first of all, what's the trading strategy on Zcash, ZEC right now? ZEC. Oh, and by the way, I just want to, in case you're a new follower of mine or you're new to crypto, when Bitcoin dominance falls like this, that means altcoin season is definitely on, especially when it falls like this. That means a massive altcoin season is on because it means that Bitcoin as a percentage of total market cap of all altcoins is falling. That means altcoins market cap is rising against Bitcoin. It's just as simple as that. It just means altcoin season. Okay, let's look at ZEC. ZEC basically has been doing some pretty big bounces. Okay, so first of all, in my last few videos, on this day when it was at 480, right? I said, oh, this is a weekly chart. For folks who've been watching my last two videos, where you can go back and check my last two videos, 3 days ago when it was around 480 here, I said it's going much higher. Boom. And then when I got to here, I made another video. I said it's going to go much higher, like 750 or 800 area. 750, we didn't quite get to 800. So what made me confident of this, even though the chart was going parabolic? I mean, what made me confident that this was going to happen? Well, the reason why, this is not the secret, by the way. I'll tell you what the secret is. Because every time I make the video for you guys, I check the amount of shorts on there. As we can see, right? Basically, there's like when the futures funding rate is positive and when it's at 0.01, that's normal. When it goes green like this, that means people are shorting. When it goes negative, that means a lot of people are shorting. But when it goes red, that means a lot of people are buying, going long. And look at ZEC. ZEC has gone negative 0.06%. Here, negative 0.5%. Here, negative 0.3%. These are very heavily negative numbers, right? Heavily negative numbers compared to everything else. Like, I mean, look at SUI ADA link, 0.003 positive, right? 0.0003 negative, 0.004 positive, right? It's gone, ZEC has gone negative 0.06 and negative 0.05, almost 0.5% negative. If you want to understand what all that means, just watch my last video. And because this is happening, I'm thinking that nothing's 100%, but I'm thinking ZEC goes up a lot higher from where it is now. And where is it now? Let's put it on the 2-hour chart right now. So basically it is at, as I'm making this video, ZEC price is at 574, right? 574. So in the next 575, call it, in the next 12 hours to 24 hours, I'm guessing it could easily head to 575. We could easily break 650, right? We could easily break 650. Basically, what I'm saying is there are a lot of shorts. There are too many shorts, and it ain't gonna stop until they break through all the shorts, right? They break through all the shorts. And speaking of which, let's have a look at Bitcoin. Look at this, right? Everyone is shorting on Bitcoin, and as you can see, they're still positive, right? Only this, right, is negative, and it's not heavily negative. It's minus 0.0022%. So I still think we get a short squeeze in Bitcoin up to 116K to 118K over the next week or two. It may not happen tomorrow, but it'll happen over the next week or two. And for ZEC, I would be very surprised if ZEC, Zcash actually goes from where we are now, 578, and take out this low, which is 480, right? So I would be very surprised if it went $100 lower to say 475. I would guess it goes from 575 to $100 higher to something like 650 or maybe 675 in extreme case, but at least 650, right? $75 higher from where we are right now. There's just too much shorts. So, but what is that big secret, Pablo? What is that big secret that only you're talking about, that nobody else is talking about on Zcash, that nobody is aware of? What is Zcash famous for? I mean, it's a privacy coin, Pablo. You know what it is. It's a privacy coin. So a privacy coin. What are the competitors to Zcash, ZEC? What are the other privacy coins? Well, there are a number of smaller ones like Privix, which Pablo has spoken about before, PRIVIX. But the big one is obviously Monero, right? Monero. And guess what? Monero founder has been arrested, yada, yada, yada. When you try to create something that's for privacy, on-chain transactions, the FBI, the CIA, the DOJ, they just come after you. That's true, right? We all know that. Monero, arrested, founder arrested, right? They're not the only one. But what happened to Zcash, ZEC? What happened to the founder of ZEC? What do you think happened? Nothing. Okay, where is Zcash based? Zcash headquarters, it's in this area, 1390 Chainbridge Road, McLean, Virginia, in the United States. Where is that, by the way? Here it is. It's this place, right? I found it for you folks. It's called 1390 Chainbridge Road, right? McLean in Virginia. But where is it next to? What's this area famous for? Why are you showing me this, Pablo? Why are you showing me this? Because 5-minute drive away from this place, literally 5 minutes, see, 6-minute drive away is this place. Is this place called what? Okay, George Bush Center for Intelligence. George Bush, the US president, is called the Central Intelligence Agency Memorial Wall. US Central Intelligence Agency. What does that mean, the US Central Intelligence Agency? Oh, you mean the CIA. The CIA. It's 6 minutes from the CIA. This is literally Langley Fork Park. Langley Fork Park. It's literally Langley, Virginia, right? Langley Field, right? This is literally Langley, Virginia. You know when you watch all these Jason Bourne movies, right? They go, has Langley given approval on this, right? They're talking about this Langley. 6 minutes away is the headquarters to Zcash or ZEC. And are you telling me it's the number one privacy coin on the blockchain right now, but their founder has never been arrested? But Monero founder, the founder of Monero, its number one competitor, has been arrested. And you know who else has been arrested? Telegram founder, right? Where you can supposedly have freedom of speech on Telegram, has been arrested. You know who else been arrested? CZ has been arrested. World's largest crypto exchange has been arrested. Let me just read this to you, right? Silk Road founder arrested, right? Some centralized exchanges, if non-KYC, founders arrested. Samurai Wallet founder arrested, right? Tornado Cash, remember those ones? Founders arrested, right? Monero is actively used by a lot of hackers and they often get arrested. Monero is mentioned, but ZEC, Zcash, is never used in any of the big hacks like Lazarus, the group from North Korea. They never use it. They never use Zcash. They only use Monero. And guess what? Zcash founder is never arrested. Like the guy is literally headquartered, works 5 minutes when you drive out of CIA, right? They never found him. They could never manage to find him. They just don't know where to find him. Only Pablo can tell you insights like this. Follow Pablo for more updates.